Stop me if this sounds familiar. The crisis is over. You survived. Everyone's telling you to bounce back, but your body feels like it hit a brick wall. Here's what nobody warns you about after burnout, overwhelm, or survival mode. You don't bounce back, you don't snap back, and you definitely don't feel like yourself again. Instead, you might feel calmer, but also more tired than ever, more sensitive, more emotional, and way less patient. And if that's you, I need you to hear this. That doesn't mean something's wrong with you. It means your body finally feels safe enough to recover. And today, I'm going to show you exactly how to work with that process instead of fighting it. I'm Christina Perry, and this is Smile Sessions, the podcast where we turn hard-won wisdom into practical tools for a healthier, happier, and more sustainable lives. Today's episode is for anyone who's been through the fire and is wondering why they feel worse now that things are better. We're going to talk about what survival mode actually does to your capacity, why you feel like you're falling apart when you should be thriving, and 3 specific practices to rebuild, not bounce back, but rebuild your capacity from the ground up. Picture your body a smartphone in low power mode. When you're in survival mode, your system makes brutal choices. It shuts down Instagram, GPS, and camera flash. Basically, everything non-essential, just to keep the phone ringing and the maps working. Survival mode is incredibly effective, but incredibly expensive. Your body reroutes energy away from creativity, digestion, long-term thinking, emotional regulation, and even joy. And it sends it towards vigilance, reaction, and just getting through the day. That's why you can function through absolute chaos, deadlines, drama, disasters, but now you can't even tolerate a slightly awkward text message or a grocery store that's too crowded. If you're listening and thinking, oh my gosh, that's me, you're not broken. You didn't lose your resilience. You spent it like currency, and now the account is low, but it's not empty. Capacity isn't gone, it's depleted. There's a massive difference. Gone means vanished. Depleted means it can be refilled. And that's what we're here to do. But here's where it gets really confusing for people. Why do you often feel worse when things finally slow down? Why does the crying start, the exhaustion hit, the emotions flood in, weeks or even months after the danger has passed? That's what we're going to dive into next. This part confuses people the most. You think the crisis is over. I should feel relieved. But instead, the crying in the car, exhausted by 2 p.m., feeling fragile over things that never used to bother you. Think of it like this. When you're sprinting from a bear, you don't stop to process your feelings about the bear. Your body holds it. Then, when you're finally safe in the cave, your legs start shaking. The tears come. The adrenaline crashes. The safety allows the release. So when the danger finally passes, your body releases what it's been holding. Tears out of nowhere, exhaustion that hits weeks later, emotional sensitivity, feeling fragile, old grief resurfacing. Your body waited until it was safe to heal. That's not weakness, that's wisdom. This isn't regression. This is repair. Your system is finally doing the maintenance that it couldn't do when you were in fight or flight. Let me say this again. This isn't regression. This is repair. And that brings us to the real question. If capacity is depleted, not gone, how do we actually rebuild it? What is capacity really? Because I promise you, it's not what you've been told. That's coming up. Let's redefine capacity because most people get this wrong and it keeps them stuck. Capacity is not how much you can do, it's how much you can hold emotionally, mentally, physically, without tipping into overwhelm. Two people can have the exact same life, same job, same family size, but wildly different capacity. Why? Because capacity depends on your nervous system history, your hormones, past trauma, current sleep quality, unresolved grief, chronic stress levels, and things that have nothing to do with willpower and everything to do with biology and circumstances. You don't need to earn rest. Your system needs it to rebuild. Pushing through is what got you here. Pushing harder won't get you out. So if capacity isn't about doing more, how do we rebuild it? I'm going to give you 3 practices that might feel backwards, but they work. Most people try to rebuild by adding more routines, more supplements, more habits. But capacity grows when pressure decreases. Subtraction is healing. Here's what I want you to ask yourself. What drains me the most right now? Where am I forcing myself unnecessarily? What expectation is outdated? Something you needed during survival mode, but you don't need anymore. This is temporary. You're not shrinking your life, you're stabilizing it so you can expand from solid ground. Your energy is not meant to be consistent. Healing bodies are rhythmic, not linear. Some days you create, some days you maintain. Some days you rest, and all those are productive. If you demand productivity on low capacity days, your system rebels. Low energy days are not failures. They're information. Your body is telling you what it needs. On low capacity days, do maintenance tasks. On medium days, handle logistics. And on high capacity days, create, connect, dream, and stop fighting your rhythm. Rest is not just sleep. Rest is relief. Real rest creates space in your nervous system. Silence, laughter, play, nature. Being held, saying no. Letting something be unfinished. If your rest doesn't restore you, it's not rest, it's collapse. These 3 practices, subtract before adding, work with your energy, and redefine rest, are not quick fixes. They're a lifestyle. But they work because they align with how your nervous system actually functions, not how you wish it would. Here's a quick recap. Survival mode drains capacity. It doesn't restore it. Feeling worse after calm is a sign of recovery, not regression. Capacity is nervous system based, not mindset based. Healing starts with subtraction. Energy must be worked with, not overridden, and real rest creates relief, not guilt. Next episode, we're talking about emotional triggers, why small things feel huge, why you react faster than you want to, why you say that wasn't even about that. I'll show you how to respond instead of exploding without suppressing yourself or shaming your emotions. Don't miss it. If you're in this rebuilding phase, be gentle with yourself. This is sacred work. You're not falling behind. You're learning how to live in a way that your body can actually sustain. I'm Christina Perry, and this has been another session for your soul.